that I'll be inviting all my students into right now. If you're watching this video, you probably know who I am. If you don't, my name's Chris, otherwise known as the Conversion Crusader, and Head of Education here at the Freedom Club. Welcome to everybody who's coming to this call. We'll just give everyone a couple of minutes. But this is an advanced class for advanced ads training, Shopify training, conversion optimization, the whole 9 yards. And if you have any questions along the way, please let me know. And if you are watching over on YouTube and you like this kind of content, please help me feed the algorithm. Give me a like, give me a subscribe, give me a comment. Let me know you're alive. And if you are looking, if you're in this business and you are getting some orders and you're looking for some product fulfillment, there's a link in the description of this video. You can head on over and you can send me a message on WhatsApp, and I'll be able to help you out, get you sorted with my supplier if that's what you want to do. Now, where is everybody in the growth class? Oh, I'm not live. Here we go. Let me go live. Damn. Okay. Now we're live. Sorry guys, I was sitting here looking at my screen and no one was coming in, but we're live. Oh, Jess is live on the stream. Hey Jess, how you doing? It's very bright in your room. I can't hear you, you're muted though. Sup Mia, sup Shafron, Emily and Lucas, welcome. Ellie, Rob, hello again. I got 16 people in the call today. That's good. It's a good start. Did you guys all see last Thursday's? If not, I'm going to grab you guys at YouTube. Let me know in the chat if you missed last Thursday's. I started dishing out some content like I used to. All right, one sec. I'll give you the link. Lives. I'll give you all the link. What I want you to do, if you weren't here last Thursday, what was last Thursday? That was the 20th. All right, one sec. 20th. Dropshipping Masterclass 51. That would have been the one. One second, guys. I'll drop this link in the chat. Here we go. Copy that. If you want to, go and watch this. Oh, that's not working. Bear with me, guys. Technology issues. Here we go. This one here. Okay. Go and watch this video after this call, guys. And I went through and showed you how I make amazing ads using ChatGPT. I highly advise you to watch that. It was a lot of content, a lot of what do you call it? A lot of golden nuggets in there. It was my entire process for how I use ChatGPT and a template to go and build wants, needs, desires, objections for my products using ChatGPT to help me, and from that building scripts and using AI to come up with more video content, and then how I actually go and use my image editing team to make me 20, 30, 40, 50 different images. I don't want to go through it all again today because it was quite a long thing. You like that, Rob? Awesome. That's awesome to hear. Probably one of my better videos for a while. We used to do that a lot. We used to do that heaps. And then I got stuck just looking in all your ad accounts. So I want to try and include more content for you. I know you guys all need help with your ad accounts. I get it. But I want to kind of try and include that kind of content regularly. So what I want to show you guys today is OmniSend. So if you give me a second, we'll do that. Go talk OmniSend. We'll go talk emails. For those of you who don't know what OmniSend is, we'll talk emails. Now, if... One second, everybody. I'm just getting my screens organized. Okay. Where's my share screen? Here we go. If you're wondering what Omnisend is and why this differentiates from the course, Omnisend is just an email platform. It's my favorite email platform. Now Klaviyo is by far the most famous email platform on Shopify. Its fees are good. It's easy to connect. It's super simple, and their marketing team was amazing. So that's why they've got... No, Shaffer, it won't be for the whole lesson. I just a lot of people were asking 2 weeks ago if I could show you emails again. It's probably the bit you guys do the worst. Out of all the things that you should be doing, this is the bit where you're really dropping the ball. That came across badly, but for most of you, unless you're getting sales and open rates like I am, then this is what we need to do. This is what we need to discuss. Now you might be wondering, okay, so actually we're talking about Klaviyo. And Klaviyo is pretty darn good at what it does. But because it has so many people who use it, it's kind of like the default Shopify email platform. And they have so many users that they really don't give a flying rat's ass about you and your store and your open rates, okay? They really don't. They couldn't give a shit. Omnisend. These guys are based out of somewhere in Europe, I'm going to say. I can't remember exactly where. They are amazing. Now, Austin doesn't teach Omnisend because it's not the easiest to get set up. Klaviyo was just like, bing bang, you install it, you do a few things and done. Omnisend is a more professional tool for those out there who want a little more control. But when you chat to a person, all these people here, they are live, real people, ready to talk to you in under 10 minutes and solve any problem that you've got. And you can sign up to Omnisend today. I'm not even promoting this as an affiliate, okay? I do have an affiliate link. You don't need to click it. Go and sign up to Omnisend. From heart to heart, this is probably what's made me the most amount of money out of everything in e-commerce. Emails. Emails, emails, emails. My emails aren't even very good. They're about to be, because I'm about to go and get an email team to go and redesign all my emails and make them modern and beautiful. But I've made all this money with emails that don't even look good. They don't need to look good to make money. You've just got to understand a couple of key concepts, okay? And we're going to go through those key concepts today. You might be thinking, hey, this is boring. Trust me. Trust me. This is all in US dollars. I send out about 4 emails a week. Each email generates for me at least 1,000 Australian dollars. What's 1.5 thousand USD? 2,500 Australian from one email that took me 30 seconds to write, guys. Come on. Yes, I've got a big list. Yes, I've been working this list for a while, but you will get there too. If you've chosen a good niche, you'll get there too. I've already got, on Lush Living, I've already got like nearly 2,000 subscribers on Lush Living, and I've only been running that for a couple of months. If you're not sending emails, you are neglecting yourself and you're missing out. Okay, so where do we start? We'll start with the strategy, then we'll talk about segmentation, and then we'll talk about the actual meat and bones, okay? The strategy. So it really depends on the strategy. Really depends on getting emails. That's the most important thing. Actually, I will talk about a couple of things with the strategy. No, where do I even start? This is the thing. Okay. We need to get emails. Let me back up even further. Let me back it right up. Back up this truck. Okay. All right. When we're talking about getting conversions, and people who have been on my calls for a long time are probably already going to start rolling their eyes. You've heard this a million times. I want you to hear it 1,000,001 times so that you remember it. When we talk about getting conversions from your Facebook ad all the way to your bank account, there's a whole bunch of key events that have to take place in order for you to get that conversion. And if you are not getting the conversions you want, if your conversion rate is below 2%, if you're not making money, but you're getting the odd sale, but you're not profitable, it means you effed up one or more key of moments in that conversion chain. Now, the conversion chain is just something that I call it, okay? No one else has ever called it that. I call it the conversion chain because it's a chain of events, one after the other, that has to happen. First thing, they need to see your ad. You got to stop them from scrolling on their phone. Second thing, they got to find a thing, a benefit, a reason in your ad that they want the product. Third thing, they're going to click on that link and head to your website. So we're already up to 3 key events. Now, we talk about those key events more than any other key events, okay? We focus most of the calls on them. Today, just one out of the blue, I want to focus on emails, which is the 4th key event. And in my view, the most important, because this is the key event where you get demand. Is demand the right word? Buy-in. You get engagement, and you get your first touch point to market to that person until they unsubscribe from your list, which is exactly what I do. All right. So the 4th key event is getting the sign up. Now, there's a couple of different ways that you can get the sign up. You could have, and I'll talk about these both, okay? You could have a Wheelio. Wheelio, in my view, is the perfect app for getting emails for some of you. For some of you. If you look here, my Wheelio conversion rate is at 8%. Now, you have 2 options with Wheelio. I'll show you what this, for those of you who don't know, I'll show you what it is. It's a little spinny thing. A lot of people might use the Klaviyo spinny thing or the OmniSend spinny thing. This is the best one in the entire e-commerce economy, and it has been for the last 10 years. I've been using Wheelio. That's what it's called. I've been using this. It's not clunky. It's smooth. It loads in fast. It allows you to put all these amazing offers on here, but to choose one that's going to be the winner that everybody gets. So for me, we look at coupon slices. Everybody gets my hero offer, 40% off. Okay, 40% off today. That's my hero offer. For a lot of you, you're giving people 50% off. I went out and I tested all the different price points. I tested all the different offers. And what made sense for me and my customers, what made me the most money, was having a certain, what am I trying to say? A certain ROAS. So I do all of my products at 4 times margin, and I give my first customers coming from Facebook 40% off. I don't give them 40% off accessories. I only give them 40% off diamond painting kits. I could probably try giving them 40% off one, but no, I'm happy right now. I'm very happy. Actually, my ROAS isn't 4. My ROAS is more like 4.2, 4.3. So I balance that out, that ROAS with this coupon to make sure that I'm making enough money to make profits. Okay, so we have this coupon. Everyone's going to get 40% off, and I get the email, and I'm happy. So for a long time, Wheelio wasn't the only thing that I had, but I now have a combination on Homecraftology of Wheelio and something else, which I'll show you shortly. I wouldn't recommend having 2. I had 2 running on my Lush Living store, and it affected my Facebook CPM. For those of you who don't know, a CPM is a cost per mile. Cost per mile means how much Facebook is going to charge me to show my ad to 1,000 people. And believe it or not, what happens on your landing page affects your CPM. If you annoy your customers, Facebook realizes that, and they increase the cost that it costs you to advertise to your customers, because Facebook are assholes. That's the only reason I can think why they do this. They're just assholes, honestly. So this is working on Homecraft, so I'm reluctant to change it. But the moment that I switched this off and just had a pop-up on Lush Living, it started to turn back around again too, and the CPM started coming back down. So the way that I've currently got this on Homecraft, you can test it out. If it works for you, great. It might be better for some audiences than others. This trigger, it doesn't pop up until you try to leave. So this is just popping up on users' leave intent, and it only pops up one time only. And after you've left and you haven't filled it in, it'll never pop up again. Okay? So this pops up when you're going to leave. It gives you an offer. Get 40% off today. What's really working well as a pop-up is having an amazing killer offer. So for me, a great picture of your products, a clean and cute. Well, for me, this is crafting, so pinks and stuff work. A nice big offer that you can't confuse. Get 40% off diamond painting kits. Enter your name and email below. Get 40% off your diamond painting kit today. First name, email address, bang, success. Here's your coupon code. If you're already subscribed, I even give you the code again. I don't care if this is your second order. I want to make you order again. This is why my conversion rate is so high. A lot of people will say, well, this is, Mia is asking, is this my second pop-up? This is my only pop-up, unless you leave. So this pops up after 10 seconds on the page. Now you might have to test. You might have to test for you. Should it be 10 seconds? Should it be 20 seconds? Should it be 40 seconds? Oh, no, it should never be 40 seconds. But for me, 10 seconds is working, so I don't want to change it. I don't want to change it. When I say working, 12.87% submit rate. That's insane. So look at your Klaviyo and tell me how many people out of 100 have you got signing up? Because I got 13 people out of 100 signing up to my email list. And it's not just the pop-up. It's having that same offer on my ads too. My ads all say, get 40% off today. They pop up on my website. And the website says, hey, enter your email for 40% off. They're like, oh, I guess I have to put my email in to get this magical 40% off. And you know what? You do. You do, because if you go to my website, it doesn't say 40% off. It'll say 25% off for you, unless you've unlocked this discount. I can tell you how to do that. That's a whole other discussion. I'll take you guys through how I do offers. Maybe on Thursday or maybe next week. I gotta expand these out. I can't do this every single lesson. So think about it, guys. Most of you I've seen on Klaviyo, the most I've ever seen, I think Damon had like 8% sign up rate on Klaviyo. Some of you like 6%. If I'm getting double the emails that you're getting, it makes it double more likely that I'm going to get the conversion and make more money than you. Now, it's got a lot to do with the product. When people really like their product and they're really into it and they can see the benefit for them, they're going to be more likely to submit. Lush Living, however, I can't show you that one without logging out, so I'm not going to show you that one right now. But Lush Living has like a 10% conversion rate on the submit rate. It's got a pop-up very similar, probably arguably even prettier. And on Lush Living, the pop-up image that I'm using is this one right here. A nice, clean image showing the benefits of my product, showing you why you should shop here, because it's the number one rated bathroom cleaner in 2025. Apparently, according to no one but me. But the offer is there, and people are signing up at about 10% sign up rate. Oops, where were we? All right, so sign up rate. Now, I've got these two things, and you know what? I might turn off Wheelio, but if you can't get a good sign up rate from your offer, and Wheelio is your only option, that's fine. Wheelio, where is Wheelio? Wheelio is perfectly fine. So I remember I've got this Wheelio saying only pop this when people want to leave. But if you want to use Wheelio as your only pop up, you can do with delay. And you could say set this to 20 seconds. And then this becomes your pop up. And this pops up after 20 seconds, regardless if they're leaving. Gives them this cool offer. They have a play. And look, I've seen Wheelio conversion rates at, I think I had 12% on Homecraftology a long time ago. 10% here over the long period of time. And look how much money just Wheelio itself has generated for me. I don't know how long this goes back, but it's given me 57,000 emails. So that's about half my email list came from Omnisend. And what is this? That's $115,000 generated by Wheelio alone. Pretty darn good. So what works for you? Have a bit of a play, have a bit of a test, see what you like, see what you don't like. Don't do everything I say just because I say it, but certainly think about it. And if it's something you want to test. Wheelio costs, what, $15 a month? Yours is 13%, Jessica. Do you want to come and teach? You teach a class, I'll sit back and watch. That's awesome. It's fantastic. And you know what though? The thing is, like, some products do really well with Wheelio. You're gonna have to figure out if if your product is one that does really well. I tend to find if it's more of a feminine type of product, Wheelio does better. If it's like a blokey sort of product, maybe it doesn't. When we were testing beauty products, I found that a beautiful pop-up with just the beauty product did better than Wheelio. But when it's more fun type of product, maybe baby related, maybe what was yours? Was that for the underwear, Jessica? Because when you're trying to bring that fun vibe in, yeah, I think Wheelio is great for that. All right, we talked about the fourth part of the chain, which is getting the emails in. But once the emails are in, what are we doing? Yeah, Catherine, Jessica was using Wheelio, I think, I believe. What are we doing with our emails? Okay, the number one thing that we want to do. This is the overall arcing goal here, right? Is to segment our audience. Now, that's just a fancy word for saying we want to put people into groups of people. And I'll show you what I mean here. Under Omnisend, you can do this in Collab. If you don't want to go to Omnisend, I didn't even tell you why to go to Omnisend. We'll cover that in a second. We'll cover why you should use Omnisend, potentially. Let's talk about segmentation. So if we go to audiences, you can see I've had 245,000 people in my email list, and that includes people who are in push notifications and people who I've had SMS for. So you can kind of see my churn rate isn't particularly good, and that's my fault. That's because in 2021, when my business died, when all businesses died, I had to rely on email for about 6 months just to pay my rent. So I probably went too hard. It took me a long time to recover and build trust back in my audience and not spam them because I wasn't desperate to make cash to pay rent. But since I've now sort of slowed down and spending more time on my emails and sending a lot less emails, my subscriber rate is actually growing very, very fast actually. It was down to like 40,000 about 6 months ago, and we've grown at another 14,000 in that time. So we're doing the right thing. Okay, segments. This is where the magic happens. Now, you see a lot of crap in my segment list. None of this is important. I mean, yes, I can use these in some other ways, but the only thing that's important is these things right here. Now, this bit of information that you're about to learn from me, this was proprietary information that I learned from the very first e-commerce mastermind that I was a part of. They had a guy who was like me now, who had made a ton of money, had millions of dollars in sales, and he was showing how he used emails to sell his designer jewelry. And I thought if it works for him, it'll work for me. And it did. It did work. It worked very, very, very well. If it works for me, it'll work for you. I remember I was in your seat watching this guy talk, and I was like a sponge writing everything down. We have a star system from 0 star to 5 star. Now the star system, it tells me who my best people are to email. And you know what? I could probably be a lot more stringent on making sure I only email the right people. I'll get to that in a second. But I'm a little bit naughty. I do send out too many emails. That is for sure. That is for sure. I need to send a little bit less. Okay, and it's not about how often you send them. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. All right. What is this star ranking? I rank everyone in my list from 1 star to 5 star. 5 star being my absolute best people on my list who absolutely love me and open up everything that I send and click on all my emails. And these guys make me the most amount of money. There's only 6,300 of them. So a lot of my sales are coming from these 6,000 people. The rest of the people on my list, they open up a smaller amount of emails. And the people on my 1 star list, they're probably fresh. Well, actually, if you look at how this is working, 1 star is everybody. 1 star is 54,000 subscribers, which is how many subscribers that I have. So this is absolutely everybody on my list. Black Cat, can I review your store? Sure can, my friend. Pop it in the chat. We'll get to that shortly. And for everybody else who needs something, we'll get through this very quickly. Okay, so 1 star is absolutely everybody on my list. If you look at the description, and you guys, you can come back to this recording, and you can come and see how I actually make these segments, and you can just copy this, okay? 1-star people, contacts who are subscribed. Very, very simple. This is everybody who's currently subscribed. Everybody who I'm allowed to email is a 1-star. Okay? 2 stars. These are people who are starting to grow in popularity. They're starting to open my emails. They're starting to take notice. So anybody who's opened at least 1 email in the last 45 days. That's these people. Now, 3-star people. 3-star people, anyone who's opened at least 5 emails in the last 45 days. Most of the emails that I send, I'll be sending to at least the 3-star people. At least the 3 stars. Can I review your ads? Possibly. Possibly. You have to... It'll be a bit tricky to show me your ads on YouTube. You'll have to somehow figure out how you can maybe show me your library. I can take a look. 4-star people. This is where we're hitting up. These are the really good customers. 4-star people. People who've opened at least 15 emails in the past 45 days. And there's a lot of them. And then finally, my 5 stars. My favorite people. If I'm going to give a big discount, these guys are going to get it first. My 5-star people, people who have opened at least 25 emails in the last 45 days. Now, the reason why we do it like this is because people can go up and down the list depending on where they are, right? So right now, you might have very few people in 5-star. But the longer you do this, and the better you are at your emails, and the better your subject lines are, the more people will open them and go up the list and down the list if they drop out of love with you and your product. And then up the list again if they start falling back in love with the products. I'm seeing a message getting written. That's how we do our segmentations. Now, how we start to feed people in the segmentations comes down to sending automations. This is where you're going to make the bulk of your money. So the sort of automations that I use, now don't go by necessarily how much sales I've had, because I've recently been tweaking my automations. Some of these I've actually made a lot more money, but it doesn't show you. If I go and show you, well, it's not even coming up now, but eventually it will. If I show you my history, it's all down there. But let's talk about, for example, the welcome series. I call it a buy or die. You guys call it a welcome series. It's cool. Whatever you want to call it is fine. This is the most important part of... Oh, there's only 18 people. Why is there only 18 people in this? That's ridiculously low. Oh, it's disabled. Okay. This one. That's a bit better. That's more like it. These are people who have entered their email. And what happens is you enter your email. It doesn't matter if you've entered your email at the checkout page. It doesn't matter. Yeah, buy or die. I'm harsh, Shafron. If you're not going to buy, you can F right off. Pretty much. Pretty much. And basically the way it works, if you don't open the emails, you're going to get down into 0-star, and I'm not going to bother emailing you. I'm only going to email you if you open my emails and buy my stuff. That's why I call it a buy or die. Mia, does this mean 5-star people are also in 3421? 100%. Would I ever send a different kind of email? 100%. 100% I would. If I have, I'll get to that. I'll get to that shortly, Mia. So hold that thought. Hold that thought. All right, so this is my buy or die. Now, the buy or die is obviously designed to get the sale. But more importantly, it's designed to get opens of my emails. If you only have 3 emails in here, you're not giving enough fuel to your email database to be able to segment properly. Someone might be a slow buyer. You've paid money to have Facebook send you them. They're not the sort of person who wants to buy a product straight away. They're going to need to open up 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 of your emails to even know that you're a trustable business, or to understand the products and their needs, or just timing. So some people take longer. Your buy or die shouldn't just be 3 or 4 emails. It should be to launch. And I know you've done the course, and Austin said, go make these 3 emails. You've done all that. That's cool. That's launch phase. This is growth stage. Okay. I didn't have this from day one. This was like a year into e-commerce before I was taught how to do this properly. So I know we got two paths here. Don't worry about that. All of my people are going to path A right now. This was just some split testing that I was doing. And you can see here the split testing. This is one email, this is the other one. This one had 51% open rates. This one had 46% open rates. I test subject lines. I make sure that the decisions that I'm making get me more clicks and more subject lines. And you can see here, when you sign up to my emails, 51% of people open my first email. Beautiful, fantastic. This here is a browser push, which you can install in OmniSend. It sends a browser message that goes ding and gets your attention if you've left the tab. More emails here. I'm not going to go through every email and tell you and show you what I write, but look, let's have a look. Because this one had, this one's got a 43% open rate, 5.3% click rate. I'll show you this one briefly, and just to give you a kind of brief idea. Yes, I've used ChatGPT to help me write this, but I trained ChatGPT with my wife's story and the kind of stuff I wanted to see, and I've edited this out. You cannot just copy paste from ChatGPT, but you can copy paste and edit. And these aren't great emails. These are not pretty. There's my wife, because this is one from her. These are not pretty. I am going to go and have a designer go and remake all of these to make them pretty, and then I'm going to do a test, and I'm going to see, do these perform better when they're just text, or do they perform better when they're text with beautiful imagery? So I will come back to you guys when I have that data, but right now we're just designing the emails. But you don't need that pretty email to get started. So what I'm doing every day, after 24 hours, you get an email, and the offer starts with 40% off. If you don't buy something from me within 3 days with this 40% off, then we step it up. We actually do some branding after that. So this is a branding email. We're not doing the sailing. You didn't want 40% off. That's cool. Come and join my Facebook group. This is how I grow my Facebook group. Here's us. This is just saying, hey, it's cool that you didn't want the 40% off. Here's just some stuff. Here's some stuff. You know, we're not desperately trying to chase your money yet. After that, that's a different story, because now we hit it on hard. We have another one here, how diamond painting changed our lives. So that's another sort of brand building one. It's cool. Then we start hitting it hard. I don't want to do this. So one thing you'll notice is as you go down this list here, the open rates start to go down. So we started off at 50%. Come down here, we got open rate 42. Come down here, 38. So the open rates are dropping. You'll notice this too. Where your open rates really start to drop, it's time to use different techniques in your subject lines to get those open rates back up. So this one here, you're missing out, pics inside. Of course that piques your interest. If you want to see pictures. Our diamond painting story, 38%, so it's dipping again. But then, I got this subject line here, I don't want to do this. All of a sudden we're jumping back up to 40%. And then in here, it's got I think it's a 50% off deal. Come down here, 50% off is ending soon. The open rate's lowering, so, and then lowering a little bit more, and then we have another one here, personal message from the CEO, and that's got a 40% open rate. So what your job is to test these out and do some A/B testing to try and get those open rates to come back up as much as possible. And if your offer doesn't work, send a new offer. Maybe it's 15% off, maybe it's 20% off, maybe it's a buy one get one free. Just the offer gets bigger the longer you go down the list, so that people are more enticed to click and buy. If they've come this far and they still haven't bought, you might be thinking, oh, my revenue goes down, or my profit margin goes down because I'm giving them too many discounts. You've already paid Facebook for this person. You've already paid for them to be on your list. You may as well try and get some kind of profit from them, even if it's not what you originally needed. Down this far, give them a deal that will make them a customer and give you a tiny bit of profit. And then, I'll show the magic, once they become a customer, then you go and you create a thank you campaign. You've only just launched, this is from Renee, you only just launched, so you don't have many emails, but does Klaviyo do open rates as well? Klaviyo does, but we'll get to why we moved to OmniSend in just a minute. We'll get to that. So, thank you campaign. Think about when you shop, guys. What's the one email that you will open every time you shop? The one email. No matter what. It's your order information email. Look at the open rate of my thank you email. This is not even the default one that Shopify sends. Shopify sends an order detail. This is the one you get slightly after, like a minute after your order. See the minute here? 1 minute after the order, I send you this one. Look at the open rate. Look at the click rate. We've gone from 3% click rate to 16% click rate. These are people who've already ordered. Look at how much I've made from that. $2,000 extra in the past 30 days. Oh, that's this year, is it? That's this year. It's a bit too exciting. But still, that's two grand Australian that I wouldn't have had. I know that says 1.3, but 1.3 thousand US dollars is around about 2,000. 2,000 extra dollars in my back pocket that I wouldn't have had. And we welcome them to the family. We're using this opportunity to tell them about their order, to slow down their expectations a little bit. You know, your order will be processed as soon as possible, usually within one business day. So we're already just slowing things down a little bit. Thank you for your order. We're going to get onto that. We're going to package it. It'll get done. It says here, your box will be handpicked by our team and it will ship out from our warehouse within another 1 to 2 days. Really, it's already getting worked on. But because I'm shipping from China, I want to slow them down a little bit. I want to slow down their expectation. I want it so that in 2 to 3 days time, when they're like, hey, where's my order? Then they come in and check and it's already been shipped and it's already on its way to the country. That's what I want. Because my shipping times are between 7 and 12 business days coming from China. Why? For this particular product, I can't ship them from anywhere else. It would be too expensive for me to make these and ship them to Australia and then ship them from here. It'd be way too expensive. It wouldn't be a viable business. So I ship from China, and I do that for all of my businesses personally because that's the way I roll. Anyway, we're giving people a nice big 50% off. They had 40% off. Now they got 50% off. And you might be thinking, why would they come and buy again? Dude, this is the best time to offer someone an upsell is when they've just forked over their credit card numbers. They're already in the buying mindset. They already trust you. It's time to squeeze a little bit harder. Just squeeze a little bit of more money out of them. That increases your basket size. It increases your conversion rate. It feeds Facebook more data so that it understands more about your customers and who to put your ads in front of. It just helps the whole process. And then from here, we wait 24 hours. This is like a whole other buy or die, but it's like buy again or die. After 24 hours, we got your order has been verified. Look, another $400 worth of sales there. Here we start showing reviews from other people. Down here, we start showing tools and accessories that they could buy to go with their last order. This one, though, as you see, again, the open rates are skyrocketing. 76%, 60%, but they're dropping. 63%. Then I have this other one. So this is a secret sauce, okay? Subject line. Unexpected delivery for you. Oh, Catherine, you're asking, how do you get tracking info sent automatically to the customers from the supplier? You asked Lily and the team and they're not sure. So your customers won't get their tracking emails unless they email you. Well, go and set up after ship. So Lily will update the tracking in Shopify via their app. They should do that. It certainly does it for me. So once that is done, you use AfterShip to automatically send more emails to your customer with their shipping details. And that gives you another opportunity for another touch point to send out another email with another discount from AfterShip. Sorry, I get excited. I get excited when I get to send out other emails. So this one is what I call Chris screwed up type emails. I do this whole thing where I make mistakes, and because of this mistake, you get a benefit. I do this in my campaigns. I do this in my email automations. In this one, I've said I've ordered too many products. I have too many of these in the warehouse. I need your help to come on and buy them. And the subject line is unexpected shipment for you. It boosts the open rates. It boosts my whole entire thing. And the thing is, if more people are opening my emails, they're moving up inside my segmentations, right? So we keep going and we keep going with this and we keep going with this until someone's made a second order. We're not done yet. We're not even close to being done yet, because then we have a repeat customer. Thank you. So this would be the third email chain you get in if you buy from me. You might be thinking of pissing people off. If I was, they'd be unsubscribing. This is now saying thank you for your order again, and here's another discount. Even like this is a buy one get one free. This one's made me 500 sales. Like these all add up, guys. I know it's all this year, but these all add up. And look, this one's only made me 7. So what I would do here, even though it's got a great open rate, I'd come on in here and I'd have a look at what offer I'm doing and see if I could actually make a better offer. You're quite right on that one, Jess. So I'm actually giving people 55% off, and these sales are pretty good. Not bad at all. Good open rates, good click rates. So don't worry, that's the last time I start emailing people again. And you can see that there were less emails in the repeat customer thank you, but the click rate is astounding. The amount of money that we're getting is fantastic. On top of that, we have browse abandonment. Like if you look at how much money we're making here, browse abandonment, these are just people, I have their email address. They've been shopping on my website. They didn't add anything to cart. They just browsed a product. I send them another email to say, hey, come back and complete your purchase. It's not even abandoned cart yet. It's just a browse abandonment. And that makes me probably about the same amount of money as an abandoned cart, because over here we've got abandoned checkout and then we've got abandoned cart. So browse abandonment, maybe 5 grand. Abandoned checkout, maybe 6 grand. You can see the power there of these emails. Cool. Automations are doing their thing in the background, making me a ton of money. They're feeding my segmentations. And then, this is the crux. This is where the cream on top. This is how you make your week-to-week money. Campaigns. And this is the bit that I hardly see any of you doing. Campaigns. Now you see here with the amount sent. I have a bit of a bad habit at the moment where I'm sending too many emails to too many people. I need to stop, but I like money. And when I send to more people, I make money. But I should be sending to less. What I tend to do, when I have a really big special, let's just say I'm doing a buy one, get one free weekend, which I do. So every month, every week of every month, every weekend, starting from Friday to Monday, I will have some kind of a juicy deal. And you only get the juicy deal if you're on my list. So 1 week of that month will be a buy one, get one free. Another week will be 50% off. Some week I have a clearance sale. Some weeks I give away a free gift. Some weeks I do 60% off certain types of kits. And I just rotate this around. And every Friday or every Thursday night after my calls with you guys, I sit down and I spend about 2-3 minutes writing my next Friday email. Sometimes I send that email on Friday. Sometimes it's Saturday. Sometimes I just change things up, or I'm just busy, or I forget. But every weekend I'll send out my emails. So, this is another one. $10 store credit. These ones do well. What is this one? You can do this quite easily without any apps. I'll show you the actual email. You can create a Shopify discount that gives a $10 discount when they purchase a minimum amount of products. This is a great email to send. You can call it a store credit. Get $10 off your order when you spend $100. And what you might do is you might have a look at your price point. If your price point for your product is like $49, you could say get $10 off when you spend $50 or more. That way they got to buy 2 of the product, and you give them $10 off, which at that point is only a 10% discount. But it sounds a lot more when you give them a store credit of $10, right? It sounds a lot more. So when we send these out, we will, let's just take you through one real quick. I won't redo the whole email, but let's just do one real quick. We'll do a copy of this one. Let's just say it's Thursday, and I'm doing this email now for Friday. I'll come on in, I'll duplicate my email, I'll change my subject line, I'll start working on the content. I'll have my what do you call it? My Shopify discount code ready to go. I change the image, I change the links, I change what is actually on offer here. That's cool. Then we go choose recipients. And here's on a Thursday where I might say, okay, I want to send to 5 stars and 4 stars. And in my content, I might say, hey, if you're reading this email, that means you're a VIP and you get early access to our store-wide discount. And the reason why that's important is because we sell out fast. But you're a VIP, and we're emailing you this right now so that you can go and secure your order and get in before everybody else. Because if you wait until tomorrow I'm going to send this to everybody. And I like one of the other things you could do, and I do this quite regularly too, is I say, this discount, I'm only making 50 of these, and they will go fast. And so on my first email of the weekend, I send it to less people. My second email of the weekend, I probably send that to everybody. 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, 5 star. So this is on the Saturday, and I'm like, hey, store-wide discount. Let's go, everybody. Go, use your discount, blah, 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 blah. On the Monday, when the discount is closing, I'll send out a final email, and it will be discount closing off today. You got 4 hours left to go spend your discount. And on that email, I might send that one to like maybe 3 star, 4 star, 5 star. You can see here, this is 21,000 people. That way, only people who regularly open my emails will get that email. I'm not spamming everybody constantly. I'm only spamming the people who want to be spammed. And make no mistake, there are people who want to get all these emails. If they want to get all the emails, they'll be opening all the emails, and they want to hear from you because they love your product. There'll be people out there like that. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to email them. Don't be afraid to tell them and shout out from the rooftop when you've got a discount, because you want to sell your product and they want to buy it. They want to buy it because it makes them happy. That's how we do emails, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've learned something. Now, real quick, why would you move to OmniSend? So we have a problem on Klaviyo with open rates. They're much, much lower than OmniSend. You can see here when I'm sending to everybody, of course, my open rate is lower, but when I'm sending to less people, and depending on my subject line, we've got 32,000 people that open, 50% of them open this one. Some do better than others, depending on my offer and my subject line. Some do better depending on the timing of when I send my emails, but when you use Klaviyo, no matter what I did, I had 2 stores running. I had Homecraftology and I had Paintcraftology. Paintcraftology was a carbon copy, same emails of Homecraftology, different Klaviyo account. Homecraftology had like 40% open rates, and then Paintcraftology had like 15% open rates. I said to Klaviyo, I need help. What's going on here? And they said, your emails suck. And I said, no, they don't. They're literally the same emails as Homecraftology, but this account over here has banging open rates, and this one here has pathetic ones. And they looked it up further. They said, oh yeah, Paintcraftology is on a server that's full of spammers, and Google has decreased the value of that server, so they go straight to spam. And I'm like, cool, we know the problem. Can you fix it? And they said, no, we can't fix it. We don't move people from one server to the other. If you're stuck on a bad server, you're stuck on a bad server. And I went over and I talked to OmniSend. And I said, guys, what can we do? And they said, we'll take care of you, Chris. We'll move you over. And OmniSend have these things that you can do, right, in your store settings. They have a few different things that Klaviyo doesn't have. For one, when you go and create your sender domain, you can create different subdomains here. I won't go into this today because this is a whole other thing. Different subdomains here, email and mail, and mail to Homecraftology. You could use, for example, over here, you could set your campaigns to use one domain, and you could set your automations to use another domain. I highly recommend doing that, even though I'm not doing that here. The only reason I'm not doing that is because I didn't do it, and I don't want to change anything because I don't want to make less money. But if you're doing this from scratch, you should have campaigns going from one domain, and you should have automations going from another one. You could have automations.whatever.com, and you could have email.whatever.com. Once you create your domain, OmniSend will actually go and start warming up the domain for you, so that Google will get used to you sending emails and will increase the value of your domain. Now, the other thing that we can do here is under... How do we do it? Is it in here? Okay, we've got SPF records, which of course Klaviyo has. We've got DKM, which Klaviyo has. We've also got DMARC, which I don't think Klaviyo does by default. DMARC is a thing you can put in your domains. These are all domain settings that you put into GoDaddy that increase the score of your domain to the email providers and increase trust to Google and to Apple. so that more emails land in the inboxes and less emails land in spam or in promotions tabs. Okay. That's it, guys. That's it for emails. Go make some money. And now, let me go see who I can help. What's the benefit of having separate domains? Well, if like me, you send a bunch of bloody emails from the automations, it means if people are getting upset and I email them too much, it won't affect when I send out campaigns, or, and this is what I should have done when I went a bit crazy sending out way too many campaigns to too many people, it wouldn't affect my automation. So just keeps them separate so that if you do screw up one, you don't screw up the other. And they do tend to have better open rates. Not too many things today. All right, Black Cat, if you're still on the call, send me a link without a dot and just write com. So link space com, and I'll be able to figure it out from there. In the meantime, Chaperon, add metrics for fresh living. Let's do it. You've been testing new creatives in the new ad set for 2 days before moving on to the next limit. Ad spend at the moment, you would like to see what I would recommend. All right, let's take a look. Okay, fresh living. It's loading up, just give me a second. Fresh living. Okay, here we go. Fresh living furniture vacuum. $37 per purchase. Nice. The CPM is very high. $91 is a fairly high CPM. So you could be look. One of the things I've just discovered about CPMs, I've been doing my head ins about CPMs. I want to have the lowest CPMs possible because Homecraftology has like $30 CPMs. I get clicks for under $1, and it could have something to do with how long I've been in business and how much Facebook has got to know my business. It could come down, but I've been obsessed with CPMs over the past 2 weeks, trying to figure out why in God's green earth do I have $90 to $180 on Lush Living CPMs? Got it to do with a couple of things. So reducing the number of pop-ups from 2 to 1 did decrease my CPM a little bit. That did have an effect on my CPM. So when we annoy our customers, the CPM can go up. But having said that, I've got 2 pop-ups on Homecraft. My CPM is very low, but for some stores, that's one thing you can try. The other thing that I want to show you guys, if I can, just give me a second. Because I found this really interesting, and it's made me think that maybe it just doesn't really matter. So I went to ChatGPT, and I'm like, hey mate, help me out here, buddy. Help me get lower CPMs. And ChatGPT gave me a whole bunch of things that it could be. And like always, I don't believe anything until I test it. So, if you look inside my my wipe campaign, and we look at the ads that spent the most amount of money, the CPM is at $85. And one of the things that I learned from Facebook is when you have what do they call it? When you have clickbait, they called it clickbait. When they said that your ad is clickbait, your CPM goes up, right? They say this ad is clickbaity because it says Australia's #1 towel for cleaning the entire bathroom. So it's a big claim. That can increase your CPM, I've learned. That can increase your CPM. But my click-through rate is astonishingly high for this ad. Astonishingly high. Even though it's got a very high CPM, my click-through rate is like at, where are we? 3-4%? Where's my clicks? Where are my clicks? Cost per link click, $2. Click-through rate, 4%. So yeah, Facebook's saying, hey, you've got a clickbaity title. So even though your click-through rate's good, we're going to increase your CPM. All right, thanks, Facebook. Thank you for that information. What if I did the same thing? Except what if I took out all my clickbaity titles and I just had a regular campaign with no clickbaity titles? What happens? Okay, well, we have new A4 as the leading ad in this campaign. This is a brand new Advantage Plus that I created. And apparently, my video is now the best ad. This is getting the most engagement. That's cool. Thanks, Facebook. My CPM, slightly lower, significantly lower than $90, as I was in from the other one. My click-through ratio, nowhere near as good, and my cost per click even more expensive. So what's going on here? Facebook are just being assholes. Can I say that on this stuff? Facebook are just being asses. Literally, they're saying clickbait titles will get you a higher CPM. Non-clickbaity titles will get you a lower CPM, but less click-through rate, so it's going to cost you the same. But when I have the high clickbaity title, I get more clicks and I get more sales. What does this mean? Nothing, because Facebook makes money. Facebook makes money. CPMs, I don't think it's important as long as you're getting the sales that you want. End of the day, Facebook will figure out how to make sure they make the most amount of money out of you as possible. Give me 1 second. I just want to see one thing before we move on and look at your stuff. Just hold on. I just want to add to carts and checkouts. Just while I'm here, just looking at this real quick. Because I was running this test up until this morning when I turned it off. When I was happy that I understood what was going on. Carts. Just want to see if I got any add to carts. Just be a second. And I want to see if we got any checkouts. Okay. So did this perform better? 4 add to carts, 2 check. Okay. I mean, that's not awful. It's 2 checkouts for $50. Maybe I should run this campaign for a little bit longer. Just to see. Well, yeah, you're right. You're right, though. My other campaign with the clickbaity titles was giving me way better sales, so I'm just going to keep it. But I just wanted to understand. I wanted to understand why my CPMs were so high, what I could do to get them down, and if it was even something that I should be obsessing over. And it turns out it's not something that I should be obsessing over if my click-through rate is high. Jessica, how many days does my Advantage Plus take to start working? Okay, so that's a loaded question. If you have a product that's in high demand and you can get sales at a reasonable price for yourself and your click-through rates are good and you don't touch your ads, probably 7 days, after 7 days of running an Advantage Plus, that's probably going to be where you start to see your conversion, your cost per conversion come down to the point where it's close to being where it might be. Of course, you have to try and be getting 50 conversions in a week in order to stabilize and get out of learning. So your budget is going to have to be high enough that you can get 50 conversions. And as for what that budget should be, if your cost per result is like $37 as it is here, what's 37 times 50? $1,850 in the week. So to get 50 conversions in a week for this account, you'd be spending $264 a day. Now, this cost per result will hopefully come down, but if you think about every time you change your Advantage Plus, it's like Facebook reels in the big net, resets, and throws it back out again. And it's like it forgets every single person that it was talking to, right? It's like, I don't remember who was in the funnel and where they were up to, but it's all F now, so I'm just gonna start again. Thanks, Facebook. Thanks again, Facebook. Like the other day, just yesterday, I realized that I hadn't created an Instagram account for my Lush Living website. So we went and did that. And I had my second in charge. I had him go add the Instagram account in. Of course, everything went back into learning. And I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. Thanks, Facebook. And it's like it starts again. It's like it starts again from scratch. It's like all these people that were in the funnel, forget them. Let's just go out and start marketing to people who've never heard about your brand ever before. And you got to wait another 7 days for people to warm up and start to buy. That's what I find anyway. All right, let's look at this in detail. Top of funnel. What are we doing here? We got creative, broad tests. Okay. Cleaning, home and garden. Okay. Getting some good ones. Okay, home. We'll go through this bit by bit. Jessica thought AI meant to have extra intelligent. No, AI does not mean that. AI just means it's a fancy buzzword that we put onto the same stuff we had before, but now it says AI. I mean, Facebook's is pretty good. Once it does settle in, it's usually pretty good. All right, we haven't spent much money on this one, but your click-throughs are fairly good. Your cost per click is pretty good, so we need to run this one for longer. C7. Oh, excuse me. Great click-throughs. Amazing cost per click. Terrific. And you've spent $10, $20 in total for a $21 purchase. I hope this one gets you even more purchases. We're doing good. Fantastic. C5. $28 per purchase. Good cost per click. Good. What are you doing? Saffron. This is amazing. Just wash the case, deep clean pillow too. What are you selling? Don't just wash the case. Dude, you're a genius. You have done exactly the right thing. You've taken a product. You've given a great angle. Great ads. Okay, can you let me know, Saffron, what exactly do you need help with? I don't understand, because to me you're doing all the right things. Is it you just want to know what to do next? I won't go to your website right now. I don't want everyone to see it right now. I'm going to look it up offline. Okay. What do you do next? You take what you've done. Okay. You look at... Try and figure out why. Like, it's a bit... I'd wait for... You know what? You've spent enough money. You're not quite ready for an Advantage Plus. You've got some good sales. It's almost there. You're starting to really now learn what ads are working. So, to launch an Advantage Plus, you're going to need to have about 10 ads. So what you do is you take your best ads here. You want the ads that are getting like $30 purchases. Take these and you make more of this. So try making your background a bit clearer. Try making your... And you don't stop this one. You just make different variations. Try making your text different colors. Try different layouts. And we make a whole bunch of them. Make as many as you can. You don't have to test them all, because technically you should test them all. I shouldn't be telling you not to test them all, but I you got sometimes. So when I kind of know which ads work, I usually just get my ads guy to go and make 5 different variations of that, and I'll give him another one that works. Make me 5 different variations of this. Technically, you should test them in this exact manner, but I get a little bit lazy sometimes, and I just want to see more action quicker. So I'm like, well, I already know this angle works. I should just throw these into my Advantage Plus, and then sort of right on the seat of my pants. And usually it works out pretty well. So you could do that, or you could do it the proper way that we teach you in the course, and you could set up an individual ad set for each of the new variations. You could do that and then just bring the winners across. If you're feeling fairly confident though that your designs are quite nice, you can put them in an Advantage Plus, but we're looking for 10 winning ads to start an Advantage Plus. Preferably 20 winning ads. Ideally 30 or 50 winning ads, but just start with 10. So you're almost at the right, you're going down the right path. You're almost at the point where you could start an Advantage Plus and potentially scale. But I want to see more of those same winning ads in different colors, variations, sizes, backgrounds. But my gosh, you've done an amazing job, Shafron. Incredible work. You've taken a product, you've given it an angle, and people are buying it. And this is just the start for you. I think if I had a button for a round of applause, you'd be getting it right now. Good job. Emily, how do you increase your average order value for rings? You're currently buying at around $7 to $20 because it's on Ali. Cost of purchase of 20. Ah, Emily and Lucas, are you still here? And that's Shafron. That's the best way to get started. You won't always have to make your ads by yourself, but you have to know how to do it so you can show someone else how to do it later on. I did too. My ads sucked more than anyone else's, but I still learned them and I still did them, and they still suck, but I know what I want to say now. I just get someone to make them prettier. Emily and Lucas, are you still on the call? Let me see. I know this went for a long time. Oh, they're not. Are they? They are here. You're here. Emily, do you remember 3 weeks ago? You were about to pack it in. I told you to keep going. Look at the difference in these questions. You're like, should I give up? And now you're like, how do I make more money? You're making $10 to $15 profit per ring. You're working on creatives to try and sell these at a much better... Dude, everything I told you today in today's lesson, that's how you go and make more money. That's step number 1, those emails. No, why would you? Don't think about the negative $600. You take this day by day. You've added a jewelry box valued at $29. You've offered that for free on orders over $120. Sets and bundles are $120. Try and encourage this, but you've installed an app that automatically add the cart. Yeah, that's cool. You're thinking about running ads straight to your bundles? Yeah. All those are great ideas to test. Adding earrings, necklace. Yeah, dude, add them all. Good lord. Don't stop. There's too much. There's too much here. This is not going to work. This is way too... It looks off-centered, it looks cheap, and it looks nasty. So let's clean that up. This is nice. Dude, no you don't. Where's your where's the landing page like the competition? The one that sold the bundle. That's nice. Where's the bundle? Is that these guys? Oh, that's gorgeous. Your landing page needs a bit of work. This is a bit messy. There's a lot of text here. Way too much text. We gotta work to bring this down. And on desktop, this looks awful. So sometimes less is more. This is all very nice. This section here is nice and simple. This section here, not so much. Ring size adjustable, very nice. Alright, let me have a look at your question again. You're buying them for $7 to $10. Cost per purchase of $20. Dude, okay. Emily, you need to change the way you're thinking. Your cost per purchase doesn't mean it costs you $20 every time someone buys a ring. This is how much it costs you to acquire a customer. Customer for you is not a one deal kind of customer. Your customers are going to buy more than one thing from you. You go and implement the email system that I showed you today, you're going to start to get 2 or 3 orders out of that $20. And then you'll be spending $20 to acquire a customer to make $120, $140, $200. Keep the campaigns running. What you're doing here is you're investing in building a customer base, building a list. And I promise you, you are heading down the right path. Okay? Minus $600. Dude, when you start to have a profitable day and open up your ads, 1,000 rings in a week is nothing. Nothing. I sell 1,000 bloody cloths in a week. And I'm not even kidding. I sell 1,000 cloths in a week. If I can sell 1,000 cloths in a week, you can sell 1,000 rings in a week. That's no big deal at all. But you got the right idea. And like I tell you, if you give up on this one, I am making a ring store. And while I may not be profitable in my first couple of weeks or my first couple of months, I know from experience that this is the type of store where it's very, very easy to snowball and get very, very profitable very quickly. You don't need to keep trying, Emily. You've tried. You just need to keep doing exactly what you're doing. Yes, run ads straight to your bundles. Make a collection page that goes to bundles and test sending your traffic to the more expensive items. Yes, do upsells. Do you have one-click upsell? Yeah, do I have one-click upsell? I think I do. I've already got Homecraft over here. Where's her one-click upsell? Okay, one-click upsell. Emily. Come on. I know I'm showing you big numbers. You can do this too. That's US dollars. And those are upsells I would not have been able to sell before. How do we do it? We use one-click upsell. I have a product page upsell here that's made $2,000 in revenue just on the product page recommendations. We have after sale. Oh, I need to work on that one. Oh, that's not even showing. Okay, cool. We have after sales here that are obviously they need some work. I can probably do better, but we're making money cross-selling after someone's already made a purchase. %3 conversion, that's pretty good. 7% conversion, that's pretty good. Yeah, fair. I could probably work on these too. I could probably work on my offers here. I could work on my text. I could probably bring these conversion rates up and make a ton more money. Exactly, Damon. You're in the optimization, Emily. We need to be working on making more money per visitor, finding the right products to put in your one-click upsell so that people spend more money, okay? And then having your emails in the back end. You are going to kill it. You are absolutely going to kill it. And I want that fear of God to go into you that I'm going to come and swoop in and take this from you. Take this niche from you. If you don't make this work, you have to make this work. You have to. There is no doubt about it. You have to. It's not the easiest, these types of businesses where you sell one thing and people got to come back. They're not the easiest. I know Homecraftology wasn't the easiest to get started, but when you've got something like this that people will come back for, you've got to understand the investment that you're making in building your customer. How many people are on your email list right now? Let me just go check. You'll pop up. God, your website's so good. It's so clean these days. All right. pop-up. Find calm and clarity with Phoenix rings. I think you need to probably work on the pop-up. I know you guys can't see it. I'm on an incognito window. We probably need a better image. 50? Yeah. What's your conversion rate? Like, what's your email sign-up rate? Your pop-up's not great. Your pop-up is kind of it's boring. She's wearing this grandma jumper, and she's, you know, you got find calm and clarity with Phoenix rings. No. We need the offer. We need the offer. And look, it was a spin thing. It's changing it. Fair enough. What's working really well for some of my other clients is a mystery offer. If you're only going to give 10% off, yeah, 5% is nowhere near enough. We got to get that up. That's the most important lesson for today. We got to get that up. Mystery discounts. I'd love to show you, but I can't show you this client. But basically, I can't even show you that one either. I wish I could. We have a couple of clients who had 6% sign-up rates for 10% off. Now, 10% off isn't really a wow, I need to sign up for this kind of deal. So instead, we made a mystery discount. We had a nice big image. Like if you take your best-selling product, I think it was, or that, maybe it's not your best-selling, but that beautiful one I was looking at before, was it this one here? It was the bundle. Where's the bundle? See how hard it is for me to find what I want? That's a problem. That's a problem. All right, we look at this. We got, this would be a great pop-up image, especially if it had a finger in it. Okay, that sounded awful. But you get my point. Have this with sign up for a, what's pure water? Pure water has a mystery discount. I'm not sure what pure water is. Oh yeah, is this? Yeah, this is one of us. Is it? Get a mystery discount. There you go. That's a good example. Big, clean product images. Yeah, this will work for you, Emily. We got to get that sign up rate up more. This is the brand that Austin builds. Fair enough. Fair enough. He used to teach a different one. That's how long it's been since I've done the course. It's been a minute. All right, I digress. Nice, clean, beautiful image like this. Pop up with a mystery discount, and you're going to be on your way. That'll increase the number of people signing up, and that's going to let you start doing your all of the stuff that I did today. So what you can do, yeah, the OG. Thanks to me. I've been doing these calls since September last year. He had My Cloud Topper before. That's what it used to be. Let's see if that's still up. My Cloud Topper. Was this his, or was this the other? No, this is one of the other students who did really well. It was exactly like this, the original, and then he decided I'll do this in the UK, and he did really well with it. Anyway, I don't want to out people. Make those changes, Emily. Focus on getting those emails. Like you should be laser focusing this week. I think it was Cloud Comfort. Laser focus this week. If you can pick 2 things for you to do, it's bundles, it's cleaning up that landing page, or 3 things: bundles, cleaning up the landing page a little tiny bit, and your email pop-up. Okay? If you get time, go back and rewatch this video and set up all of your automations. But that's a lot of work. I understand that. So just do those 3 things this week. Once you're done, then go through and do all of the email stuff that we talked about in this call. And if you need to, you can go on over to my YouTube. This is tonight's call, and you can rewatch it when you're ready. It never ends. It never ends. I'm always looking at which project I'm going to do next for any of my stores. And, this week for me, it was laser focusing on something else. Actually, you know what it was? Do you know what I did all last week? Okay, not all last week. I did a lot of things, but do you know what my main focus was last week? This image right here. Figuring out which benefits to put in here. I made a version of this that I tested myself. My version looked like someone with crayons had put it together, but I made a version and I tested it. My conversion rate went up for a few days, and then I had my image guy make it, and then my conversion rate has now really gone up. What are you doing with the bundles? So you're going to make a new collection. Here, how you've got shop bestsellers here and then shop rings, it's very confusing. Just have one. Just have one link. Shop Phoenix rings. You're going to clean this up, and you're gonna have all. You know what? Oh yeah, Renee, that was another project I did. See, you're right. I did CPM testing, and I also did my that first product image testing. There were the two things I focused on. Yeah, so what you might do is have two collections. They don't have to be in your menu. You might have one hidden collection that you send your traffic to, right? Because you can go into Shopify and you can go into collections, right? You can go nope, products, collections. Hey, come back. Come on. Products, collections. And you can just have all of your bundles right in one collection. You can click view and you can send your Facebook traffic to this one collection, and you can see what happens if you just show your bundles. See if you make more money. See if your cost per purchase is good. Do that as well if you can, but you make a list right now of the things you need to focus on, because that's important. But cleaning up the page, testing what happens when you make a collection just for bundles and send traffic there, focusing on your email pop-up, because we've got to get people in your list, and then once you've got people coming in your list, then it's time to focus on your email flows. Okay. Caden and Claire. Velma and Co. Testing different creatives. You're not profitable, consistent yet. Different primary options. Do you think it's worth trialing different sales, such as 40% off instead of 50? No, look, if 50% off isn't working, then 40% off ain't going to do any better. The reason why my store has 40% off, yeah, 50% off will get me more sales, but 50% off gave me less profit. And look, I had to find the right price point with the right offer. For me, my conversion rate was better at 50% off, but when I took it down to 40% off, I still had a decent conversion rate, but I also had better profitability for myself. That doesn't mean it's going to work for you. Every store product is different. Velmora and Co. All right, let's go find Velmora and Co. Hey, Emily, just always remind yourself where you were. Because there was a time 3 weeks ago when you had 0 sales and you just were like, this isn't going to work. Just remind yourself. You've done so good to get where you are. And you're going to keep going. All right. Top of funnel, Titan Edge cutting board. T3, P7 at 30. Oh dear, $60 purchases. And what are we doing here? What's going on? Okay, we're doing some testing. You spend a lot of money testing. That's like, you're not supposed to be really spending more than 20 bucks testing. You've overspent on the testing significantly, but your cost per click is quite good. Your click-throughs are quite good. It's just these testing ad sets are not really designed to get you sales. Okay? Once you've found good ads, they should be going into a different campaign, but I am worried though. Oh man, we're gonna have to do another lesson, I think, on ad strategy. Well, the thing is, you're getting good clicks. Like you've spent more money than you should have on the ad strategy, but it's not like you've wasted money because you have been testing, and these ads aren't bad. Like, I would have liked you to take your winners and put them into a manual sales campaign and turned off the testing, because like for Facebook to get better results for you, it needs to have an ad set that has a bunch of different ads in there, because the ad set works by itself to show the right image to the right person at the right time to get a sale. So what you do is, these are just supposed to be ad sets that have maybe 10, 20, or sorry, not 10, but maybe $20 to $30 ad spend. And you take your winning ads, winning meaning your best CTRs and your cheapest cost per clicks, and you put them all into one different ad set. You leave yours on, I turn them off. Let me show you. Go back to Lush. I don't want to focus too much on the ad strategy today because I'm losing steam fast. I'm losing my voice. Where's Lush? All right. Yeah, don't leave them on, guys. Okay, so coming into Lush, break down how we got to where we are. We have a shopping campaign. Now, it doesn't have to be shopping. This could be a manual sales campaign. I'm using shopping because I've had enough conversions that I know that these are my best winning ads. Look at all those beautiful ads. They're stunning. They're gorgeous. They're winning ads. Yes, Facebook chooses most of the traffic to go to one ad, but you can see here we got really good click-throughs and we've got really good cost per clicks because these are my winning ads all in one campaign. Why? Facebook works better when you had all in one campaign, all in one ad set. To take you through the winning, where is my thing? Hold on a second. Let me try and find my broad. Hold on. As you can see, I've been busy testing every which way. Shower towel, magic wipe, broad CBO. Ah, here we go. Here we go. So, was this it? Yes. Okay. So you see here, like we have, okay, there was 2 ads in that one, but typically we have 1 ad in 1 ad set. Okay, for some reason I got 2 in some of these, but every one of these ad sets had 1 ad in them that I was testing. See here, A7. So we were testing these, and we probably spent 20 to 30 bucks on each ad set to try and figure out which of these were my winning ads. You can't expect Facebook to get conversions from an ad set that has 1 in them. That's not what we're doing. We're testing to see if this ad will be viable. The only way that we can tell Facebook to test and give a particular ad set the whole budget is by putting one ad into one ad set. You see what happens when we put all of our ads into one ad set? Facebook focuses all of its budget onto the ad that gets the most engagement. But in order to fill out a ad set with winning ads, we got to know which ads are winning by allowing Facebook to spend 100% of the budget on that specific ad. And that's only what we're doing here. We've got specific ad sets here with 1 ad in them. Okay, this one had 2. That's a bad example. Don't follow my example where I make an F up, okay? Where I screwed up, it's just a screw up. There could have been various reasons why I had 2 in there, but typically we should only have 1. Oh, for God's sake. That was obviously my assistant doing this. He's making me look bad. Oh, bloody hell. Romeo, what are you doing? Anyway. Just assume that all of these ad sets are supposed to have 1 ad in them. Now I can go here and I can order them by click-throughs. Where is my proper click-through? And you see here my cost per results were pretty bad for some of these, right? Then this is not designed to get sales. This is designed to allow us to test. So we'll go here, clicks and performance and clicks. All right, now I can sort these by CTR. And I can say, okay, these are my top ads. From the 5% all the way down to the 3%, these are amazing ads. I can put these into now one campaign, one ad set, and let it start working together to start getting conversions, which is where we are now. We have one ad set here, really going gangbusters, spending its money on ads that I know are the winning ads because I've tested them all. $12 purchases today. That's ridiculous. Oh, no, we did tour for a completely different reason. It was, honestly, it was just my partner in crime, Romeo, he was getting lazy. That's why. How do I know when it's a winning ad? I know it's a winning ad because the cost per click is lower and the CTR is higher. It's that simple. It's that simple. We're trying to create an ad set which has the best cost per clicks and the best CTRs. That's the goal here. That's the only goal we need to worry about. That makes sense, guys? I'll go over the testing strategy again on Thursday if you like. We'll spend a bit of time going through that and we'll talk about what we do and why, so that you guys, because all you guys need to understand is what you're doing and why. And if you can understand that, you'll do it so much better. So much better. Because it doesn't matter what testing strategy you do as long as you have a proper testing strategy that you understand what and why. So, in this case, would I go from a testing campaign to a scaling campaign and then an Advantage Plus campaign? Yeah, I would. That's exactly it. You could try. So what I would do here for Velmora & Co, if this was me, I don't think it's quite ready. There's a few things going on here, and I'll go over a couple more things in a second. But what I would do is create a campaign, and I would create a manual sales campaign right here. And this would be my scaling campaign. It doesn't need to be Advantage Plus at this stage. You haven't had enough orders here to make it an Advantage Plus. So we'll just do manual sales campaign. I would add my best ads in here, and I would set this to say $50 a day, and I would see how I go with my best ads. Only thing that concerns me is we've got some ads here that have had really good click-throughs and really good cost per click, but we haven't had many sales and we've spent a lot of money, and that's scaring me a little bit. Jess is asking, do I do dynamic creative testing of the text as well as the testing campaign? Yeah, 100%. 100% I do that. That's why I've spent so long testing on Lush Living, is because I went through a strategy of testing my actual images, and then I went through a process of testing my ad copy, and then I went through a process of testing my headlines. And that's when I went down and created my my testing strategy, or my ad creation strategy that I went through in my last lesson with ChatGPT. Well, that's it. Your ads look pretty good. People are liking this. Your click-through rate is good. Your cost per click is good. They're liking this. Something's stopping them from purchasing, and that's what has me a little bit worried. Something isn't gelling on this page. Something isn't working. Because you should potentially be getting more sales than you currently are. It could be that maybe something I told you to fix last time maybe has been detrimental. So when this usually happens to me, and this does happen to me, so please don't feel like you've failed. Okay, this happens to me all the time. We test a product, get a couple of sales, we get excited, it falls off a cliff, and what I do, I go back to the competition. I make sure their ads are still running, and I look at them, and I'm like, oh hey, okay. It happened to me with Lush, with my with the Lush Living cloth. We made tons of money, and then I screwed it up because that's what I do. I test until I break it, and then I test until I bring it back to life, so that I know exactly how to sell that product. And that's where I am right now with Lush. I broke it, brought it back to life, and now we're doing better than ever. So for you guys, go to the competition. Make sure they're still running their ads. Make sure the ads have been running for 30 days or more. If not, try and find another competition that has had ads running for 30 days or more. Have a look at what they're doing with their landing page. Like this, to me, there's a few problems with this image. For one, let me bring this down in a mobile view. Remember, I've come from Facebook. I see this. Now, you're branding yourself Valmora and Co. It's not bad. I don't want you to change it. I just want you to understand that when I come from Facebook looking at titanium cutting board and I see Valmora and Co., it doesn't necessarily tell me that this is the kitchen website or it's going to help me with my cutting board or whatever. So you're going to have to do a bit more branding here. If you come and look at Lush Living, right? We'll do this side by side. Just so you can understand how vitally important this is. And remember, 70% of your customers are mobile customers. So you come off your Facebook ad, you're seeing the same subject line, 2025 rated #1 bathroom cleaner. We got a lot of subject lines that say the #1 in Australia, the best, the best, the best. And this is confirming that. Now we've got all of our benefits here, and we're showing this in action with a hand. We come over to yours. And bear with me, I've got too many tabs here. I can't easily grab them. Come over here to yours. We've got a very bare looking, visually unappealing image that tells me nothing much about the scale of this or exactly what it is or its benefits. Yes, I know you've got your benefits down here. We'll talk about them in a second. But there's nothing here to tell me that right up the top off the bat that those benefits are here. Thing is, mobile phones are even smaller. Mobile phones are more like this, right? So you're on Facebook, you click the ad, you wanted this. You click this, and it looks like this. It's not telling you the benefits. Your images down here, they don't look striking. I mean, this one's quite nice, but the board here looks very thin. It looks very cheap. This one's not too bad. Very striking, but no benefits. This looks like you're saying the right things. There's a lot going on here, though. You could probably maybe break this down into something that goes further down the page, maybe. Not so much a product image, potentially. Easy to clean. This is nice, but your text is way too small on mobile. I can't even read that. And I'm on a desktop. And this doesn't tell me much about anything. You could say, like, chef approved. Or, like, have a chef's kiss. And why chefs use this? You have so much potential here. And that's just on the first part of the landing page, right? Now, you've got non-toxic and microplastic free. You've got gentle on knives, dishwasher safe, lasts 5 times longer. What have I got? No streaks, lint or lime scale, dry your shower in seconds, extra large size, machine washable, 100-day risk-free trial. You've got non-toxic and microplastic free. What is a way that you could say that to make the benefit better? How about, like, stop poisoning your family with microplastics? Stop. Gentle on knives. That's pretty good, actually. Gentle on knives is good, but maybe make this one a bit scarier. Wash easily, not just dishwasher, but easily wash in the dishwasher or something like that. Just make it seem like it's super easy. Instant wash, non-stick, nothing will stick to it kind of thing. Last 5 times longer. Last 5 times longer than what? That's kind of like a thing you'd put on, a male pill that you'd give them for dysfunctions. Last 5 times longer. That's not so good. What about, like, your 100-day risk-free trial? Or machine washable premium microfiber. You could be saying, like, premium titanium washes instantly. Bacteria resistant. Thank you, Matt. Perfect. Naturally bacteria resistant. Okay, let's move down. Kaden, I'm not like shitting on this to make you feel bad. All this stuff here, I've gone through this with many other students all the time. And all of this really, really helps. Now, I did say to you, reduce the number of decisions that the customer has, and we did take away the ability to buy different lengths. Check your competition. That advice that I gave you, maybe it's not important, maybe it is. Maybe you do want to have the drop down here to choose your variant size. Maybe. Renee, does cross-contamination, does titanium help with cross-contamination? You always think of that when chopping on boards. So do I. I've got like 2 different wooden boards that I use, one for chicken, one for meat. Oh, sorry, one for chicken, one for meat, well, other meat, and then one for vegetables. So that's a great thing, Renee. I like that. Okay, product description. There's nothing much there. There's not much there at all. What do I have? Do I have that? I just got care instructions because my product description is down here. Like, this is all product description. You might have, this could be specifications. This could be specifications. Shipping? Don't worry about this dispatch time and everything. The most important thing here is to sell. We ship Australia-wide with ultra-fast shipping. No, this is, if you're shipping from China, you need this, but if you're shipping from Australia, it should be really, really fast shipping. Your text is too small. It's really, like, I need my glasses to read this. Text should be friendly and easily readable. Yeah, nice big headings. Using bold fonts where you need to draw attention to certain words so that people can skim through your landing page. Okay, you don't need bells and whistles that I've got. You don't need videos and stuff. It can help, but you just need to have the basics. So nice big fonts, bold letters that we can read, nice friendly letters. Okay, returns. 30-day return. You should try a 100-day return. The truth behind wood and plastic. I wouldn't say the truth behind wood and plastic. We got to start convincing them to buy the titanium. So I'll be saying why titanium is far superior to plastic cutting boards or wood and plastic cutting boards. I do like that you've got nice clean points here. That's cool, but nothing's bolded and sticking out, and it's not easy for me to like skim through and read. It looks a little like this image isn't great. We need probably a better image of a wooden cutting board with a bit of context behind it. This one's fine. But we gotta kind of somehow like clean this up. In here, the text is the right size. See how the text here is way too small, but here the text is the right size. So when we're designing our landing pages, our text should never be any smaller than say 16 px. And why titanium? So rather than that, say why our cutting board is the ultimate choice for your kitchen. Why buy from us? Not why titanium, because I can buy titanium anywhere. Why do I want to buy from you? We probably need a bit of spacing between these because it is a lot of text. You could probably have, you can just read this slightly and upgrade your kitchen now. Probably don't need that button there. This looks bad. That's not kind of what we teach you in the Freedom Club to do your testimonials this way. It's the right thing to do. I'm just going to make them look a bit better. And then this looks kind of bad too. The spacing is all off. So get rid of internationally. If you're only selling to Australia, just focus on fast shipping from Sydney. But if you are shipping from China, then there's ways around that in the wording that we can do to make it better. We don't need to have down here stuff about the board. This down here should only be about the satisfaction guarantee. And this satisfaction guarantee is beautiful. I like that a lot. It's really, really pretty. There's a bit of white space here that we can get rid of, which would make everything align better. Usually we'd have these above the satisfaction guarantee. And rather than non-toxic, I like that one, the bacteria resistant. Effortless cleaning. We should focus more on that too above. Okay, and we got loved by over 15,000 Aussies. Right, that's cool. But then up the top, we've got 136 reviews. So I don't know if that's going to convince everybody, but we might want to have a think about how we do that. Up on my website, I've got my 100-day satisfaction guarantee. Come on. Sale ends midnight. This adds a fair amount of urgency. Free shipping today. A bit more urgency there too. One of the things that you could also think about trying is if you ask the supplier, you know, he might say this is $15 to send one. It might not be $30 to send two. A lot of the suppliers out there have this scale where if you sell more, they give you a way bigger discount. So you can make more money selling two with the buy one get one free than you could make selling one. And that's a great way of increasing your average order value and decreasing your cost, because you can say that, like, you go to our provider Bron, you're like, okay, Bron, what's the price of one? Cool. What's the price of two? What's the price of four? What's the price of six? Not saying that this will work on the titanium. It may work. We'll have to think about that. But for me, selling six made these things ridiculously cheap. So I can have a huge markup on this, and I can give them a huge discount where I make a ton of money selling six of these, and the offer looks amazing, because the offer looks like you're gonna save a ton of money buying four, save even more money buying six. But really, for me, the cost goes from $13 down to like $7 per cloth if I have a customer that's ordering six. So all those things, you got a list of things to try. I think your Facebook ads are fairly good. We just got to now turn the testing off and create a manual sales campaign, putting your best ads in them. We can continue testing, but before you continue testing, we got to work on this landing page. We got to increase your add to cart rate and increase your sales, and then refocus on whatever needs focusing on next. But you see how we do one thing at a time, and we focus on the thing that's lacking. And right now what's lacking is your add to carts and sales. So a lot of things to work on. All right, guys, it's been a long session tonight. I'm done. Oh shit, I need to go pick up my son. He finishes work in a minute and I'm late. All right, guys, it has been awesome. It's been fun tonight. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you have learnt, and I shall see you in the next stream on Thursday. Take care, everybody.